today's subscription spot, we are having a look at another Bakers Krate monthly baked goods, a subscription box. It's natural, it's local, and it's fresh. Every month you can get Bakers Krate delivered to your house and open it up to explore a brand new world of dessert snacks. However, some bad news though, if you have any sort of allergies, it may contain traces of nuts, wheat, soy, dairy, eggs, gluten, seeds, and other allergens. If you're not allergic to anything, then you're fine. You're okay. You're A-okay. The box has arrived, and I know Spot got a little delayed getting the Bakers Krate up. It actually was just because of the whole thing with Canada Post, and some boxes got a little on the delayed side. So we're going to get this opened up. This may be potentially either June or July, and we'll find out which one we got inside. But let's open this up, and we'll find out. I guess the first thing I want to do is cut the seal on the front. By the way, there's Old Red. She'll be joining us for this review. Probably, I say will be joining us. She may not make another appearance unless she needs to cut one of the bags open. We're treated to some tissue paper that has some little gold polka dots on there. I like that. Nice touch. And then we have ourselves a card. Now, the card indicates this month's Bakers Krate, consisting of Taru cookies sandwich, green tea brownie, matcha Oreo Bites, and Apricot Amaretto chew. Expiry dates are still okay, A-okay. You get some ingredient lists as well. Doesn't tell you how to make it though, so don't think you can just simply make it and it's that easy. It isn't. But at least if you have allergies to anything specific, you can always look at the card and then have some idea of what's going to be in these before you start eating them. So let's put these to the side. Doesn't really say, again, perhaps this is the July box, looking at the expiry date, because the expiry dates are generally a month from the box that you're getting. Not that you're ever going to have a case where you're going to be worried that the stuff inside is going to go bad. I'm sure you're going to polish it off long before that. Now, one thing though I have to mention before we kind of start going through here is that a lot of the items in here seem to be either green tea or like matcha. There's like one matcha Oreo Bites, and then there is the green tea brownies. Green tea and matcha, neither of which I really am a big fan of. So we're going to kind of see how well maybe they'll sell me. Maybe they'll make a monkey out of me. This is, by the way, I think this is the Oreo Bites, and I'm going to try my best not to get everywhere because it's kind of crumbly. It says matcha bites with a classic Oreo taste, little bite-sized squares topped with Oreo and almond bits. From Roll Cake Bakery, 1393 Pembina Highway, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R3T 2B8. Best before date, by the way, is August. Not that it will last that long. But I'm not normally a big fan of matcha. That's one thing that I kind of draw the line on when, especially eating or opening up Asian snack subscription boxes. Matcha stuff usually is the stuff that I don't enjoy. That being said, though, it's going to be interesting to see how the Roll Cake Bakery put their spin on something like matcha. So we're going to give this a try. It's on a stick. And I don't know. We'll see. Let's give this a try. The matcha Oreo Bites. Here we go. Spot's trying not to talk with his mouth full. I think this might be the first time that I'm actually enjoying a matcha snack. I think perhaps the key is the fact that they incorporated an Oreo in there. Matcha snacks, I always find to have very little sugar or sweetness to them. So really what you're bombarded with is that intense, strong matcha flavor, but there's not really a lot of sweetness that breaks that up. I think by incorporating the Oreos, they've done really a great job of adding crunch and also sweetness that the Oreos bring in, and then the matcha is kind of just rounding out everything else. Normally I would have said, matcha, but this might actually be in a case where I really enjoyed the flavoring of that. And I either have one that I can then share with somebody else. Oh, that's a nice spot. Or one I can eat for myself. I'll just put that to the side. I'll decide later. Moving along to this very large creation. This is the Taru cookie sandwich. A dessert with an Asian twist, 2 vanilla Taru cookies, sandwich with Taru buttercream in between. It's from Pinky's Bake Shop, 439 Stradbrook Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba. And so far I've been pretty good that I haven't gotten crumbs everywhere. Of course, now that I say that, watch the crumbs go everywhere. Clean that up. There we go. I'm not going to eat this entire cookie, although I will probably if it's really good. Let's just break off a little square first. It's very vibrant purple. Very, very purple, I might add. And then the cookies on either side. The cookies seem very, very soft. Let's give these a try. The Taru cookie sandwich. I have to admit that there's not really a lot of flavoring to it. What I am tasting is something like a very, very soft shortbread flavor. Now it says vanilla taro cookies. I don't necessarily know what Tara tastes like, so I don't know what I can compare it to. But what I am tasting though is very buttery cookies. Very soft, very buttery shortbread cookies. And then a filling inside. Though again, the filling doesn't really have a lot of flavoring to it. It gives you an overall softness, an overall butteriness, but I don't find that there's really a lot of flavor outside of that. Let's just, for the sake of examining this, let's give this another try, just in case I might have missed something the first time. I get like a little hint of something, but I can't quite pinpoint that flavor. Again, really buttery, very rich flavor. Not a lot of sweetness. If anything, I could peg this more as a very buttery cookie, not overly sweet. I don't really taste the taro though, but again, I don't really know what taro would taste like that I could say instantly, yes, I do taste the taro. I do taste something unique, but not strong enough that I can really express it in words here. At any rate, let's move along. I think I'll leave the this one to the side, the last one, the Apricot Amaretto Chew. But next, what we are going to look at is another one that could be questionable, green tea brownies. A delicious brownie square with a refreshing green tea flavor and chocolate chips baked in. Again, from Pinky's Bake Shop, 439 Stradbrook Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Green tea for me is a lot like matcha. Like, those flavors you either really like or you really don't. Although, to be fair, the matcha Oreo Bites were pretty good. Looking at this, the coloring is offsetting just because you don't expect a brownie to be green in color. That being aside though, like a side case, it's kind of more of on crumbly side. It doesn't really look more like a brownie, and it kind of looks more like a cookie. Let's give this a try though, the green tea brownies. Here we go. I think the problem is the fact that calling it a brownie, I was looking for something chocolate related. I felt like I was going to start tasting chocolate inside. I'm just cleaning up the crumbs here. Instead, what I'm getting is the texture of almost like a cake. Almost like a crystallized cake, like it's got more, I don't know, like the cake has more of a crumbliness to it. The green tea, on the other hand, I guess just because I'm not used to having green tea flavored items, that I find that the flavoring is jarring to me. It's not terrible, it does have sweetness to it, but what you're tasting is green tea, a very sweet green tea, sort of cookie cake concoction. It's not terrible, but it's not really a flavor I enjoy. And I think just because it's simply green tea, the green tea very, very predominantly takes over this brownie. There's sweetness, but if you don't like green tea, you're probably not going to like this very much, though. I'm just going to put this one to the side. I got a little side plate here. And let's have a look at the last item shipped to us from the folks over at Bakers Krate. This one has an M or a W, respectively, depending on which way you have the cookie facing. And this is the Apricot Amaretto Chew. A lot's best friend, a tender, chewy apricot cookie that is best enjoyed with a hot beverage. This comes to us from High Tea Bakery, 2103 Portage Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba. One thing, too, also with the Bakers Krate is when you get stuff, it's always fresh. It's always very soft, never stale. Although, again, you only have really about a month to consume these. Desserts, not that hard. It really isn't that hard to eat these very, very quickly. The cookie, though, seems to be a little more on the drier side. Luckily, I did get a piece that has apricot in it. Now, I didn't get any of the icing, but let's just try the straight out cookie and see how it tastes. Texture-wise, it's very similar to an oatmeal raisin cookie. In fact, the flavoring, I'm sure there are oatmeal. Let's have a look here. This would be a good time to check the recipe. Well, yeah, oats. Oats, flour, butter, brown sugar. It does very much come across to me like an oatmeal cookie, although swapped out for the raisins. Instead, you're getting apricots. The apricots do a good job. I don't know how consistent the apricots are making appearances in this cookie. Like if it is in every piece, so to speak, then you're getting a pretty good sense of flavoring. The apricot does, when you eat this, you do really taste the apricot. The apricot is very strong. It's almost more like a dried apricot than a juicier apricot. The thing is, though, without the little areas that do have it, what you're really tasting is like an oatmeal cookie minus raisins. And we're going to try a piece again with a little bit of icing on there. I tell you one thing that the icing does, it has a sweetness to it, which enhances the cookie, but I almost feel like I'm tasting almond extract in the icing as well. If you pair enough of that with the slightly more dried cookie and then the apricots, collectively, all three give you a very happy marriage. That is a marriage that I would definitely be happy to stay in. There you go, guys. 4 items, once again, delivered to us from the folks over at Bakers Krate. This must have been Bakers Krate for July. As again, like the months, usually about a month or so after the box that you get. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be the July box. Spot's also going to be looking at another box as well, which likely will be then June. As with the delay and Post and Canada Post not knowing what they wanted to do, they did delay the boxes just to make sure that they weren't going to get lost in the mail, which is a good service that Bakers Krate offered as well. Good customer service, always happy with their products. A little iffy though when it comes to green tea and matcha, but all around another pleasant experience. Today we're having a look at the July box from Bakers Krate. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.